Hey guys, so today we're taking a look at my most wanted LEGO Harry Potter set of all time, and that is the 2004 Night Bus set 4755. When this was first released, this set retailed for $30 and 20 Great British pounds and has a total of 243 pieces and 2 minifigures. These days, however, if you want the set sealed and brand new, it's going to cost you around 135 Australian dollars. I managed to snatch this one up used and got a pretty good deal on it. I managed to get it for 80 Australian dollars, which I'm very happy about considering I've wanted this set for as long as I can remember. So today I wanted to give you my thoughts on it. Is it as good as I thought it was? Does it live up to my expectations? And is it worth getting in 2020 now that there is 3 different versions available? So first, let's take a look at the minifigures. Up first, of course, we have Harry Potter, and in this set he comes with one of those bar wand pieces with a translucent yellow cone on the top to represent the Lumos spell. So taking that off, we'll get a better look at Harry. In my collection, this is the first Harry Potter I've gotten from the 2004 wave. Now, when this set was released, LEGO had only just started doing flesh prints, and I believe it was either the Prisoner of Azkaban wave or the 2004 Star Wars wave where they did start giving licensed characters flesh tones. So in my version of Harry, I didn't realize this upon purchasing, but his hair is actually glued onto his head. If you look closely, you might be able to see some of the super glue on his head, but I don't mind too much as this Harry Potter is going to be on display for me, so I'm not going to be really changing around his head or hair. Now, Harry comes in a really nice casual clothes style torso. He's got a light blue shirt underneath with a dark blue jacket or outer shirt on the top and just some plain tan legs. Luckily, he doesn't have a double-sided face because I wouldn't be able to show you even if he did. Our other figure in this set is Stan Shunpike. He's got one of the classic LEGO City police caps or train conductor hats, and he's got a nice tan face with some hair printing down the sides. To me, it looks kind of creepy, but I do appreciate the effort as Stan had really long hair in the films, and that hasn't been shown in any of the other Stan Shunpike minifigures. His torso print is pretty basic. He doesn't have his ticketing machine printed on his torso, and he's got some nice red detailing across it too. He also has plain coloured purple legs, and like Harry, has no back printing. Now, it's interesting in this original version that we did not get Ernie, the bus driver of the night bus. Instead, though, we did get the Grim or Sirius Black in his animagus form. Unlike in the movies, this time around, he is a grey dog rather than a big black scruffy dog. In this set as well, we got a few little side builds or accessories per se. The first being Harry's trunk. This has been featured in every single night bus set. However, with this version, we have the original owl piece for Hedwig. Now, Hedwig wasn't actually in this scene. She flew her way down to the leaky cauldron on her own, oopsies, and Harry never actually brought her with him. So it's interesting to see her in this set. Now, this is the old style of owl where there's no printing on the face and it looks pretty basic. Then we have Harry's trunk. This is nothing special. It's exactly like all the other LEGO trunks, and inside we have a 1x2 printed tile, which just seems to have like a sleeping bag or some clothes that are rolled up. I'm not too sure exactly what that's supposed to be. We also get a nice spiky green bush in this set, and I believe that's probably in here because the Grim was hiding in the bushes in that scene. And lastly, we have a grey lamppost. This is the first lamppost piece I've ever actually gotten, and I really like the way that this base piece looks. I want to get a few more and kind of decorate some of my street base plates with it to put outside Privet Drive. I think that would be really cool. So it's a nice little inclusion, and I'm glad LEGO did put that in this set. And here we have the night bus in its full glory. Now, considering this was released at a time where LEGO probably hadn't seen the actual version of the night bus, I think it looks really good. Now, what I mean by that as well is that this film was being made in 2003. It hadn't been released. It only came out in 2004, and by the time LEGO was probably developing this set, all they wouldn't have gotten is some concept art. They wouldn't have seen the final product, which is why the 2011 and 2019 versions are a lot more accurate. They did miss out a few of the things in this night bus, but overall, I think the exterior looks really good. When building this set, some of my favorite inclusions were this printed window piece, which has the shrunken head, and the printed night bus tile. That's something we haven't seen in a while from LEGO. So starting off, let's take a look at the front of the bus. And this is a pretty nice build considering this came out in 2004. At the front, there's a really nice grille piece to represent the front of the bus with these translucent clear studs at the top. It's also got these nice curved purple details, although you can see a black plate underneath there. By far though, the best part about it is the shrunken head. Now, when I used to look at pictures of this set, I wasn't too sure if I liked the printed version of the shrunken head, although now that I actually have it in my hands, I have to say this could be better than the minifigure head from the 2019 version, but I will be doing a comparison video between this and the 2019 version eventually, so I'll talk more about it in that video. But as a piece, I think it looks fantastic and the print looks amazing. I think LEGO did a fantastic job with this. I also think they did a fantastic job with these night bus signs. So looking at it up close, you can see that it says night bus and it has a little star above the eye to be the point. One thing that really annoys me though is that they always had to put these trademark symbols next to it because of all the licensing things with Harry Potter. So it kind of ruins it in that regard, as night bus is not centered. But I like it a lot better than the stickered pieces we see these days. Turning it around to the side as well, you can see that there is no window here, so you can reach in and move Stan Shunpike around. On the bottom layer of the night bus, we have 2 windows on either side. It is a lot less than we seem to see these days, but I think it looks really nice. I also love the design of these windows in general. I think they look really good, having that like little bit in the middle. Turning it around to the back, and this is where I start to have a few problems, because the entire back of this bus doesn't look accurate at all. And like I said earlier, it's probably because they only had concept art to this set. So I'm not too critical as if they did this today, for example. And as you can see, it doesn't have that little section at the back of the bus with the pole where Stan stands. Stan stands? Yeah, that's right. Stan stands. Instead, they've got a purple door like the ones that we see in the Flying Forward Angliers, and a little window at the back here. And don't get me wrong, it works, but I just wish the whole thing was completely closed off. I'd rather them not include anything at all instead of doing this door and frame thing. On the other side, there are 2 more windows, and as you can see, there are some nice big wheels. They kind of stick out the side of the bus a bit too much for my liking though, but I do like these purple pieces in here. Now with this bus, you can pop the entire top off, although every time I seem to do it, there is this one 2x1 plate that keeps getting stuck. And looking inside the bus, you can see that there's not too much going on. There's a bed and there's a chair and a steering wheel, and that's about it. Taking the bed out, you can see that it just slides around on these 2 white flat tiles. Nothing too exciting or interesting about that. The bed design as well isn't too interesting. It's just a red plate with these white rounded pieces at the bottom so that it can slide around. What I do really like about this bed though is that pillow print. I think that looks quite nice. These days you probably wouldn't see something like that. You'd definitely have a brick built version. As a bed though, I can't imagine this would be too comfortable. One thing I do want to try and do though is get Stan Shunpike in his seat. And in he gets. He fits really nicely in there. Definitely a lot easier than it is to get Ernie in and out of the 2019 one, which I appreciate. And I also like how the shrunken head isn't blocking his view in any way, shape or form, because that would be a serious safety hazard. Do not drive with things hanging in front of your face that big. Moving up to the second level, and you can see we have 3 windows this time, as well as a car windshield piece at the front, and the other side is pretty much the same. On the back as well, we have 1 window placed in the middle, and I wish they did this on the bottom level too. Taking the top off of this one, it definitely comes off a lot easier, I find, than that bottom level. No plates left behind today. And just like the bottom level, we have another bed, although there is no plates at the bottom this time around to make sure it slides around smoothly. It's just very bare. And the bed build is pretty much exactly the same. This bed build can kind of slide around inside the bus, although I find it tends to kind of get stuck in between the studs, so it's definitely not a smooth sliding function. And up the top, we have a very similar design, although it is come in by 1 stud this time. It's still got the same 3 windows and the windscreen, as well as the window at the back. The rooftop just pops off easily, just like all the other levels, and just like the second level, there is a bed that can slide around but doesn't have any tiles on underneath. The roof for the night bus is a pretty simple build and has another one of those printed night bus tiles at the top. And the whole thing's curved around with some plates at the top, except for these last 2 bricks in the corner, and that is the entire night bus. As you can see, it's like quite bare bones. They use a lot of beds this time rather than having a different set of chairs, and one notable thing that is missing is a chandelier from this set. In the movie, it's very notable that there is a massive swinging chandelier inside the bus, and I'm wondering if that was just a design choice so that you could have the 3 separate floors, or if they didn't actually know that it was going to be in it. Either way, it is absent from this set. I do wish there was maybe 1 or 2 chairs on the second or third level, either one, rather than 3 beds. So that is the entire night bus set, and for $30 back in 2004, I think this was a pretty good deal. The set overall looks really good, and the fact that there were no stickers in it as well was so nice. And like I said earlier, that windscreen piece looks fantastic. I do wish that they did include Ernie and maybe some more chairs inside the bus, but other than that, I think they've got it pretty much spot on. But also, I just really like the inclusion of the Grim and the lamppost. I feel like that adds quite a lot to this set and really sets the scene for where Harry Harry does get picked up. Overall, I really like this set and I'm so glad that I was able to get a good deal on it. Let me know your thoughts as well. Were you able to get this set when it first came out? Do you plan on buying it? Have you previously bought it? Do you think the build store holds up to date? Let me know in the comments below. Like I said, I will be filming a comparison video between this and the 2019 one, so stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel down below. And until then, I will see you later.